This is not my first shooting. I did my quarter for Kappa, and this is my first time reviewing Spirit. I mean, this is season 3, so I'm very behind, and I went back to see, so this review will be sort of off. Forgive me if I have some information not right, but understanding this franchise, well, it's surprising because everybody who at least watched the first season or watched a first impression of it, the first episode, always give it's not a good show. It's something you just toss around. And watching the third season myself and my first impression, I have to admit they're completely wrong. This show is completely well written and interesting. A lot of action for a horse show. I mean, their kids are constantly in danger, almost dying. Not every single episode, but every other episode or something like that. It actually gives a sort of a recurring joke. Even the writers know this. This series is a little bit way too action packed. I mean, it's something that I was not expecting. For example, one of the girls were in the beach in the boardwalk, and the boardwalk broke off when this thunderstorm kicked in, and now she's trying to get drowned, till the other girl's finally trying to save her. That's just a normal one. That's just one. You have several great moments, like for example, another action-packed moment, and they start a campfire on the beach, and this campfire, when on control, is turned on fire. They use the horses to maneuver, to use them to kick the dirt to stop the fire. I mean, that's a very clever, unique way to do something that's super simple, super grounded, but always keep you alert and aware. Especially this series is just so kind of sweet life kind of deal. They're trying to do that, and they accomplish that even using action-packed scenes that doesn't compromise the story. It just sort of flows so well. It just shocking how well it's handled, especially how the all three characters are well developed. I mean, I don't know how long they was development. They were developed in the first season, I'm not sure, but season 3, you can understand who they are, each girl, what their problem is, how they feel this new school of this season. They all of them got accepted. You see the struggle each one of them. For example, Pearl, she is basically by the books kind of person. She followed the rules, she's disciplined, but when she get to the school, everything went kind of backwards for her. Everything she's trying to see the professor to be this perfect A student, but every time she's trying to follow the rules, she misunderstand one rule, and the principal thinks she's like a rule breaker, she's a troublemaker, and she's kind of go a breakdown that she's trying to, no, I'm an honest student, I'm a good person, and you can see that sort of struggle she has, especially have more deeper things, like for example, Pearl want to do something specific, like being something like a farmer, or someone who could basically run a farm. That was her goal of this season. But things changed because she saw someone who has basically have a different kind of goal, like kind of like be presenting an exhibition on a horse or something like that. I can't remember the title of what she wants to do, but that sort of inspired her to sort of change her career, and that's kind of like the problem to her parents that didn't like the idea, and that sort of struggling, she trying to please herself or please her family, and finally decide to officially change her career to be a sort of exhibitioner. Once more, I don't remember the title, but that's what she is this season. That it's sort of interesting to see her sort of struggle of this sort of identity or sort of career choice. Besides her, you also have Abigail, the kind of relief, kind of random, strange girl who is, you think it would be the same gag over and over again. Once more, you think this is sort of a kind of cliche, but no, what they did with her this season, at least what I know of, that she became sort of a cop. At the beginning, she didn't want to, just sort of happens. It's like, oh sure, why not? I go into it because that's how the random character goes. But I love it, she kind of transitioned to become a cop. Beginning, she wanted to figure out who she is. Like, she's trying to be this someone else. Like, at the very beginning, she was trying to be this Irish person for a apparent reason, but everybody believed it's sort of a skit. And she's like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm the funny girl. Like, yeah, that's true. I am the funny girl. And that is sort of kind of fun to see. So she kind of, a headmaster kind of announced who wanted to be basically the cop of the whole school. And she's just, yeah, sure. And she actually is good at it. That's actually kind of interesting. That's what Abigail made her sort of fascinating. She's fall into things that's sort of random, but it fits her super well. And I see her basically improving to this odd random character, getting more deeper or more interesting. Now you also have the final girl, or the main girl of this series, Lucky. Now I can't really define her she is, but I can define her cliche, that headstrong leader who take action when every time there's a danger. But a contrast of that, she is sort of kind of timid and hard to adapt her surroundings when she be alone or her new friends, or usually downing herself. Once more, that's sort of a cliche for a leader, but made her interesting is how she bonds with everyone. For example, her main enemy, or can you say a frenemy, because BB, when she came in, and I know nothing about her, but how I understand BB, BB is basically a bitch to Lucky, saying Lucky doesn't like BB because how kind of friends me they are. They just despise each other, but at the same time you see Lucky really trying to understand her. Every time she trying to do something, BB cuts her off. It's almost like sort of a rivalry with both of them, but at the end it's almost feeling like becoming friends. Because of that, you learn more about Lucky, how she is, how she acts. Because honestly, Lucky doesn't have that many layers. She does, but not that many what I can see, at least this season. I mean, I could be completely wrong. You could comment down below, because this is my first time watching this series. So that's the only thing I can understand her. But at the end, I got to know more BB, how screwed up she is, how disciplined her father is, and why she's sort of a bitch nowadays. And that is sort of fascinating. I think her best way to describe Lucky is she fits with complementing her with other characters, kind of seeing this strong leader who kind of give her good advice. And I think that's a way to describe Lucky. Besides this series was a surprise, because I really wasn't expecting anything about this series. I expected to be sort of boring and struggling to get entertained, but no, I got completely entertained. I got completely invested, because every time the girls get sort of in danger, I was excited to see them survive, to see this action horrible things happening to them and surviving. That's says a lot how well written the show really is, and something that explains so much why people like it and why they sell a lot of toys about this show, because it's a really good show. I mean, it's not for everyone, because it does have a lot of downtime to kind of understand more about the characters. Maybe the only part I can say is negative, but once more, you need to relax sometimes. You're not intense the show all the time. You also, this is life of life show. So once more, this is more like an experimental show that is successful 90% of the time. That 10% that could be boring, because sometimes the subject matter they go into is could be boring to you. Besides that, I just enjoy it. I love it. I got nothing really that negative, just that 10% could be boring for you because the subject matter. Anything else, I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.